Every year, around 18% of the customer database in your auto repair shop is going to not return. This is called your attrition rate, and that's what we're going to be discussing today in day 11 of Shop Talk, our 30-day reset for auto repair shop owners. It's the 21st of December today, and I'm showing up here on YouTube with you every day for 30 days to show you that even at the super busiest time of year, when things are crazy and manic and you've probably got a day or two left to trade before Christmas, we can show up for our business to learn something and think about how we're going to implement it and even implement it. And we don't need to use the excuse, I don't have time, because if things are important enough, we will always make time. So your attrition rate is the percentage and across the industry that means your customers, some of them are returning, some of them aren't, and on average, as I said, 18% of them will not return to you. Now, there's only ever three reasons why they won't return. One, the obvious one, they've chosen someone else. Two, they have moved out of your area and you are no longer the convenient option. And three, unfortunately, pass away. So your retention rate or your attrition rate is a quiet killer in your auto repair shop, because when you get super busy and you have that excuse, I'm too busy to work on my business, I'm too busy to think about marketing for new customers, I'm so busy I don't have to worry about marketing. That's a trap. Because of this 18% that's not going to return to you each year for the three reasons that I mentioned, you need to replenish your database by an equal amount. So you need to find 18% of the customer database that you have now just to top it back up so that all things remain even. That's without even growing. So if you want to grow the number of invoices that you put through your business next year, the number of cars on top of what you did this year, theoretically, if we're talking about it in terms of people, you need 28% more, because you'll lose 18% to your attrition rate and you're saying you want to grow 10%. Now, that's just in vehicle count. Of course, we could grow revenue and profit if we just did things better than what we do them right now with the vehicles we have. But we're still going to lose 18% regardless. So what we need to think about here is, what's our baseline marketing strategy going to be just so that we can replenish that 18%? We'll think about the extra that we want to grow later. Because as I mentioned, it doesn't actually have to be in car count. It can be in more upsell dollars per invoice. It can be done in a variety of ways. So what do we need to do as baseline fundamentals? Well, you can't do nothing. I've seen plenty of shops that have done nothing, and in 3 or 4 years' time, all of a sudden, there's a giant hole in their booking diary. It just crept up on them. They told themselves that they were so busy, they didn't need to worry about it, or, oh, my word of mouth is amazing. That's what brings me all of our new customers. But they weren't actually tracking whether the amount of new custom was replenishing what was being lost by the big three that I spoke to you about. So we need to just have some foundational marketing happening. What does that mean? Well, we need to every now and again be bulk SMSing out to our database to remind them that we're here. So you will scoop up a percentage of your database that has just risen to the top of the buying cycle and they're actually ready for a service. And if they miss your actual service reminder, this is going to help bring them back in. You could also run a referral system. These are quite popular to your current database, letting them know that there's a gift of some kind for them referring to their friends, family, work colleagues, etc. And then there's the stuff that we can be doing at relatively low cost with social media. And then you can get into the paid stuff as well with Google and through paid meta advertising as well. Hopefully, unless you're in a really regional or rural area and TV advertising still works, it's usually not a great idea to continue to sink money into that. Radio stopped being a thing many years ago. And even the branding campaigns that they'll still try and sell you, it might be $2,000 a month. You might get 1 billion ads on the radio, but none of them are in the peak time. They're all throughout the middle of the night, things like that. So really buying AdWords and paid meta placements on Facebook and Instagram if you want to allocate budget. And there is a benchmark, a KPI for marketing for auto repair shops. And you're within the benchmark if you're spending up to 5.5% of your total revenue on marketing. Most repair shop P&Ls that we see have a minuscule amount spent on marketing. And when cash flow's tight, it's actually one of the first things that get cut. And sometimes it absolutely should be cut because the marketing that you've chosen to pay for doesn't actually produce a return on investment. And that's a really important thing to note at this point, is that if you can't see return on investment, if there's no tracking, no measuring to show how you're actually receiving dollars into your bank account from the marketing that you're doing, then you shouldn't be doing it. So if you can't measure it and you can't track it and you can't see the dollars coming back in growth, don't do it. So what it looks like is making sure that your branding is looking good, your website is updated, you're getting content out on social media, and it doesn't have to be every single day, but at least 2 or 3 times a week. You want to make sure that you're getting video out there, you're getting static images out there of what's actually happening in your shop. It doesn't have to be any more complicated than that, and you don't have to pay someone a fortune to make that happen for you either. Everyone in your business, everyone on your team has a phone. Just get out there, a quick video of what you're doing on a particular vehicle. The more specialised you are, the more niche and interesting your market might find it. But you just get those things out there and you keep it vibrant, quick and informative. If you're in light vehicle, the ones that work really well are where somebody has delayed their service or their repair for whatever reason, and the outcome is a bit catastrophic, and you can do like an explainer, an educational video for your audience to say, hey, this car didn't come in on time, unfortunately, and now we've got X and Y problems that we have to overcome, which is more expensive to repair now instead of just coming for the service. So it doesn't have to be complicated, but you do have to do it if you don't want to end up spending large amounts of money on Google AdWords and meta placements on Facebook and Instagram, which is what you'd have to do if you find yourself in that position 3 or 4 years down the track where the big hole has opened up. You'll panic. You'll go and engage someone without probably checking them out thoroughly, and you'll do some cash. And that will be like the stupid tax that we spoke about yesterday. So if you just start a small but consistent baseline branding for your auto repair shop, then you will work towards restocking your customer database with this 18% that will just naturally leave every year. So have a look on your profit and loss, see what you spent on marketing this year, analyze every dollar that you spent, and for next year, if you are unable to track what the return was on that marketing spend, then they should be the first things to go, and replace them with your own efforts, particularly for social media, in order to start that foundational branding campaign. And then as you get used to it, more confident with it, get your team involved with it and make sure it's consistent. Subscribe to our channel if you're new here, like this video so it can go further, and I will be back with you tomorrow, December 22, for day 12 of Shop Talk.